Imagine finding the love of your life while cheering for your favorite WNBA team. It's happening more than you think. Over the past few seasons, the WNBA has become a cultural powerhouse, drawing in fans not just for the thrilling games, but also for the vibrant community it fosters. From packed arenas to lively watch parties at local bars, the league is bringing people together in unexpected ways, even romantically. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Dating app profiles now proudly declare a love for the W, and women's sports bars, like a bar of their own in Minneapolis, are hosting speed dating events to help fans connect. Last season, the New York Liberty even teamed up with Bumble for a singles mixer. Below, 8 couples share how the WNBA has played a pivotal role in their relationships, proving that love and basketball truly go hand in hand. She became an investor in my dream. Nora, 35, Chicago, Illinois. My girlfriend Morgan and I met at a preseason Chicago Sky game, thanks to a mutual introduction by my realtor. I'm opening Babes, a women's sports bar, and Morgan became an investor in the project. We've been to every home game together since. For her birthday, I wrote a novella called Courtside Connection about our relationship. She's a sucker for sapphic romance stories. I've been jokingly threatening to host a self-published book launch party at the bar. Who knows? It might happen. WNBA games are like lesbian Disneyland. But is that a stereotype we should embrace? Nicole, 38, Las Vegas, Nevada. Last fall, I updated my Hinge profile with a playful invitation. Aces playoffs tickets. Who wants to go? I had season tickets and always joked about the single lady tax of buying them in pairs. Why not use them to meet someone? WNBA games feel like lesbian Disneyland, so it seemed perfect. My first date with Myra was at an Aces game on October 4th, and this year, we're watching as a newly engaged couple. Spoiler alert, the tickets worked. Switching seats was like moving in together. But what does that say about our priorities? Rebecca, 41, Woodhaven, New York. During the 2003 Northeast blackout, I struck up a conversation with Glenn outside Madison Square Garden while we waited to see if the Liberty game would happen. Our paths crossed again the next season when the Liberty had to relocate due to the Republican National Convention. We left together in a summer storm, armed with nothing but a styrofoam George W. Bush cutout to shield us from the rain. Our first official date was after the Liberty's final 2004 home game. In different sections. Switching my ticket subscription to sit with him instead of my mother felt as significant as moving in together. We married in 2011 in Liberty colors, convinced the judge to court Pat Summitt instead of Ecclesiastes, and even have a Teresa Weatherspoon night placard guarding our front door. What else could I do but keep him? I was blindfolded, then stunned to see her on one knee. But should proposals always be public? Maggie, 31, Mesa, Arizona. Michelle wasn't into basketball until she fell for me and the sport. Last month, she proposed at a game. She told me we were part of an in-game entertainment segment, and I reluctantly agreed after a long day at work. Blindfolded, I held up a ball for the PHX Extreme team, felt Scorch's furry hands on my face, and suddenly saw Michelle on one knee in our favorite arena. I said yes, of course, and the congratulations from fans as we walked back to our seats were unforgettable. But it raises a question. Are public proposals always a good idea? We've built a community, even with an 80-year-old fan. But is sports fandom truly inclusive enough? Nicolette, 39, Brooklyn, New York. I grew up playing basketball, but it wasn't until 2023 that I brought my wife Nina to a Liberty game. She's not typically into sports, but the energy hooked her instantly. Now we're season ticket holders and have made incredible friends, including an 80-year-old fan whom our entire section texts to make sure she gets home safely. Hosting a watch party for the Olympic team felt patriotic in a time when that's rare. Basketball has become an extension of our intentional joy and community building. But it makes me wonder, how can we make sports spaces more inclusive for everyone? Traveling for games has been our adventure. But what about border restrictions? Lindsay, 32, Calgary, Alberta. The WNBA was integral to my coming out journey. So sharing that passion with my partner Naveen is special. We don't live near any WNBA cities, so traveling to games has been our adventure. Until recently, living in Canada, we've hesitated to cross the border because Naveen was born in Sudan, a country whose citizens face U.S. travel bans. We're thrilled for next season when the Toronto Tempo joins the league, giving us a Canadian team to root for. But it highlights a bigger issue. How do travel restrictions impact sports fandom and personal freedom? Our first selfie was at a Lynx game. Awkward, endearing, and perfect. Laura, 35, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The first photo my spouse Julia and I took together was a selfie at a Lynx game in 2014. It's the most awkward yet endearing picture we own. You can feel the new relationship jitters. We were so young and cute. That game marked the start of something incredible. Our first kiss was during a playoff game. But does romance belong in sports? Carolyn, 36, Chicago, Illinois. Andy and I started dating after I invited them to a Sky game during the 2021-22 season. Our first kiss happened during a playoff game. I think the Sky were playing the Aces. We did our engagement photos in Sky gear, and the team printed and signed them. Sky the Lioness presented us with the picture at the Pride game. Our love and basketball-themed wedding shower was followed by a wedding on a basketball court at our local community center. But it begs the question, does romance have a place in sports, or is it a distraction? I ignored the WNBA for years, and I'm still kicking myself. But why do we sleep on women's sports? Meredith, 29, Brooklyn, New York. My boyfriend Matt and I are die-hard Liberty fans. We turn every game into a date night, complete with merch and cheers. Watching them win the WNBA championship last year was surreal. Afterward, everyone spilled into the streets, celebrating like we'd won the lottery. Living near Barclays Center, I'd often see the players around, so it felt like watching neighbors triumph. But it makes me wonder, why do we undervalue women's sports when they bring us so much joy? I should have listened to my wife sooner. But why do we resist what's right in front of us? Andrea, 41, San Francisco, California. Calais has been a WNBA fan since 1996, but I never paid attention until the Golden State Valkyries came to town. I skipped the draft, the preseason hype, and the first 2 months of the season. But when Calais said, "Let's go to a game," everything changed. Chase Center gave me major 2000s San Francisco queer culture vibes. I've since made up for lost time, watching League Pass, raging at Commissioner Kathy Engelbert over scheduling, and even crying when Kayla Thornton got injured. The moral? I should have listened to Calais sooner. But why do we resist what's right in front of us? Going forward, I'm not just making up for lost time. I'm listening better. These stories have been edited for clarity, but the heart of each remains. The